Good evening. I'm Tina Arnold.
And I'm Johnny Arnold.
And this is Suspect Paranormal.
Again.
Episode 3.
Tris.
I'm going to do what I was supposed to do for episode 2.
Well, good. So we're like, hey, it's about time.
Yeah.
No,
okay, so honest to God, I really just forgot. I had a lot going on that week, and I got into my books and got into the story about JC, and I completely forgot about Luka. But that is kind of the story of his life. So it fits.
Well, good. I mean, he's being remembered now. Do you feel guilty?
No.
Oh.
Okay. No. What do you have for tonight's show?
Oh, we are going full on UFO stuff tonight. Yep. Well, I didn't. We've been doing like.
No, it's good. It's
so,
good.
I wanted to change it up a little bit.
So, y'all know what it sounds like in the UFO movies or the alien movies? When the aliens talk and it's like the click, click. I can't do it. Like the clicking noise. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I heard that in our room last night and it freaked me out. So I'm already scared of the dark and I don't like when Johnny's not home.
Me either.
And the girls were in the living room and they were watching Saw. And I don't want to hear any crap about it. They're grown. And I heard the clicking and it freaked me out because I didn't know what it was. But it was coming from, like, the sound was in our bedroom. So now I have to go and find out what this clicking is.
It wasn't. Oh, yeah.
What? No.
Okay. So, talking about the Saw movies.
Oh, my God. I don't like the Saw movies.
I used to like them. And then the story just, I can't keep up with it anymore. Because it's so, like...
Is it? I don't know. So I stopped watching after Saw 3. But the girls have been on this, like, kick for the past 2 days. That's all they've been watching.
The older girls want to see it at theater. But
And, well, when I say the girls, I mean our older, too. I don't mean Catherine. She's not allowed to watch it. But I sat and watched the first 3 with them again. And they're really gory. They're just, I don't know if it's my old age.
You know what I liked? I liked the movie, the Cube movies. Do you remember those?
Yes, but I think, okay, so those were right along the line of Saw.
Those were the original Saw.
But I don't think I'd be able to sit through those either. I used to love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, and I don't know if I could make it through those anymore.
I don't know. Those were kind of boring to me.
I think that I resensitized my brain by watching so much Hallmark.
And then when you got a villain that literally scratches the plate on his head with a clothes hanger, and he's like, I don't know. It's just too cheesy for me.
Oh, well.
I like stuff like The Shining and The Shining.
How about that one we just watched? No One Will Save You. I
liked it.
I didn't like it. It was so boring. It was so slow. And it's not just because they didn't talk through the whole movie. I don't know. It was just there was nothing there in the storyline to really grab my attention and keep me there.
Oh.
It's the opposite for you.
I actually have a review for that.
Yeah. Oh. I can't wait to hear it.
Okay.
Well, do you want to do that first or do you want me to do the Lucas story
I was saving it for my segment. Because yours usually takes a while.
Oh, thank you.
No, I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying it's like...
All right, so let's jump into it.
Whee!
Luka Magnotta, or I don't know, I'm probably not saying that right. Listening to all the different people that talk about his story, everyone pronounces his name different. So, but that's how I say it.
So why shouldn't you?
Yeah, that's how I say it. So he was born on July 24th, 1982 as Eric Clinton Kirk Newman.
82?
Yes.
He's a baby.
Yeah. But he has 4 names. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Like,
I barely remember mine. 3.
can you imagine signing that or being a small kid and having to like remember when somebody asks your full name, like all these different names? It's a lot.
Yeah. It's probably what happened to him.
He was born in Scarborough, Ontario, and he was the eldest of 3 children. They always say that it's the youngest boy that, goes wrong. That's why I've always said, like, let's watch out for Aiden. Make sure he's on the right track all the time.
I think he got pissed off that he was not the only child, and he was like thinking when he was small, yeah, I got it made, I'm gonna be spoiled. And then the other siblings came along, and he's like, damn it.
Well, this isn't the youngest. This is the oldest that we had to look out for. So he was raised by his mother and father, and his mother was abusive and had really bad OCD, which made her really neglect her kids because she was always, freaking out about stuff. It was so bad that she would lock them out of the house and not let them back inside.
Wasn't that like a typical 80s thing, though? I got locked out of the house.
I never got locked out of my house.
Are you serious?
No.
Okay, if you are 80s kid and you got locked out of your parents' house, you gotta comment somewhere. Like,
they didn't lock me out. They would tell me, like, go outside and play.
Oh no, I got locked up.
But they wouldn't lock the door.
Yep, I got locked up. Good
God. Now, I did get in trouble constantly for running in and out.
That's why they locked the door.
But they never locked me out.
Yeah, I got locked up.
Thanks, Mom and Dad, for not locking the door.
You were like the only 80s kid that didn't get locked up.
When he was very young, his father was diagnosed as schizophrenic. And then he left his mother, leaving Luka and his siblings behind when Luka was only 12 years old. He then moved in with his grandmother, who was also controlling and abusive towards Luka and his siblings, which is where the mother got it, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
It's the trickle-down effect.
The product of your environment.
His name was not glamorous enough for him. So Luka, growing up from a very young age in school, his classmates and his teachers, his aunt, they all said that he was a storyteller. He would make up tall tales and tell them and try to make people believe them.
To make his life seem more exciting?
I think so.
Or better, or more glamorous?
I think that it was a trauma response. Like,
right.
I think that because of all that he went through his whole childhood, starting with his parents, and then them leaving him with his grandmother, and then him going through the abuse with his grandmother, it was like the perfect storm of neglect, abuse, abandonment, all of that, and him maybe feeling unseen and alone.
Yeah.
And so he would tell stories that would make his life seem bigger than it was and better.
Right.
And try to make people around him believe it. And when they didn't believe it, he would get mad and blow up and have, like, episodes of rage. And that was the beginning of his life. So,
like, when you say rage, what do you mean? What do you...
I mean, he would get physical with people.
Okay.
He would...
like, beat them down?
He would, like, lash out at them physically, yes. And so, as he got older, as a teenager and things, he ended up leaving his grandmother's house and going to the city, which he's in Canada. I think that it said he went to Toronto. And there he became an escort, a prostitute, and a corn star. Or a corn star. He tried modeling, and getting into movies, and it didn't take off. He didn't get any callbacks. He wanted to be in the spotlight.
Right.
You know, any way that he could get into the spotlight, he wanted to be in the spotlight. And when the modeling and the acting didn't take off, that's when he went to the other things. It was doing the escorting and the prostitution that he says he met this man named Manny, who later on would become a big part of the story.
Right.
So we're going to go back a little bit. So between the modeling and the corn starring, he started to make profiles online. And he was making like hundreds of fake profiles and stuff on different social media pages.
Oh, so he's definitely a Reddit user.
Yeah, he was.
Oh.
Like, for real, he was. And so he was making these profiles. He had his profile, which he said was for modeling and acting, and it had all kinds of photos of him and stuff, like headshots and in different poses and all that. But then he had all these fake accounts of different people that were his followers and his fans,
Right.
but they were really him.
Right.
And it was like, I guess, his way of trying to make himself look more wanted, more sought after.
Right.
And so he would make these accounts, and I don't know. It's also weird. Like, he really craved attention.
So what year was this?
So I guess it started around 98.
Okay.
Because it started, you know, he did all of the storytelling all through his childhood.
Mm-hmm.
But this started when he was 16.
Okay.
And he would have been 16 in 98. So he started these fake profiles. Well, in the midst of this somewhere, he wasn't getting the attention. He wasn't getting the recognition. It was just rejection after rejection. His what do I call them? His naughty videos.
Oh, yeah.
They were not getting attention. Like, he wasn't taking off in that industry either. So he decided he was going to do something a lot more in your face so that it could not be ignored.
All right.
And he began these videos online of him injuring animals. He was injuring cats. And there's a documentary I found out in my research. There's a documentary. I don't know if I can say the name of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. It's called Don't F with Cats on Netflix. I went and watched it, and it is a crazy ride watching that documentary. Like, this dude was off the, just crazy.
And all he had to do was wait a few years and he could have made OFs.
It probably wouldn't have taken off.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, everything that he tried, he just got knocked down.
Like, sorry, dude. God, it sounds like my life.
No, it doesn't. Oh, my goodness. No, it doesn't. So when the modeling profiles didn't take off, he spread a rumor that he was involved with Karla Homolka from episode 1. And he was posing as somebody else, spreading that rumor online.
Right.
And then he went to the newspaper that published the rumor and acted like he was upset about the rumor, and he wanted to dispel it. Just think about all that took, all that entailed. Like,
you know, if you're smart enough to come up with this elaborate scheme to do all this, like, you should focus elsewhere. Like, something that could actually be productive and actually maybe put you in the spotlight or make you some money or whatever.
I have no idea. I can't even fathom the mindset of
I'm not smart like that. I couldn't do all that.
All right.
And that's a lot of effort.
So, when he posted the videos, it blew up. Like, people got hold of this and went crazy. And they started to hunt him down through IP addresses, and like they were looking at the things around the room that he was in the videos of him hurting the cats. And they started to like it got down to they were finding out like where the vacuum cleaner in his video was manufactured and produced and sold.
Wow.
Yes, like they were looking at the outlets in his room to figure out, what country he was in. They were looking at the cigarettes on his bed to figure out where they were sold at. It is crazy what these people could do just by looking at this tiny room with like 5 different things in it in the video. They tracked down his comforter and where it was made and sold.
Wow.
And found out that he was only like, I think he was like the only person in this country that bought that blanket. But I don't know. That's just a lot of sleuthing. So, Luka was not acting alone. He was doing everything under duress. He was being forced to commit these heinous acts. He said he was being beaten badly and that he was being tortured every day and that he would be unalived if he did not make these videos. So he said that he was scared for his life. And he went to his mother, who told him what?
I was going to say, and then he started a new religion.
No, that was last week. So, and then he went to his mother, who begged him to go to the police. But instead of going to the police, he went to a lawyer. And he told the lawyer everything that was going on. And that he was being forced into doing this. But that he was scared and that the guy, Manny, from earlier, was always around. And he had met him supposedly through his escorting. So, he sent the lawyer like this long list of different abuses that he had suffered at the hands of Manny and his friends. And then a while later, the lawyer had not heard from him for a while. And the police contacted the lawyer and told him that they had Luka and that he had been admitted to the ER because he had been kidnapped and taken all the way to Miami, Florida, where he had been SA'd, tortured, and beaten by Manny and his friends.
Where's he getting money?
I don't know.
Did he have a job?
I don't think that was mentioned. I mean, the only thing that was mentioned for income for him was escorting and prostitution in the
So he's still doing this at this time.
porno videos. Huh?
So he's still escorting at this time.
I believe he did throughout the entirety of this, yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So they sent a picture to the lawyer. And he had visible signs of like ligature marks around his neck. He had bruising. He had, cuts and stuff all over him. But there was something that was still like, it wasn't sitting right with the lawyer or with anybody that heard about the story. Well, Luka is very smart, which, in my experience with learning about these kinds of people, they usually are really intelligent. There are some that they're really questionable about how they even,
Well,
feed themselves.
The
But
meth head seemed kind of insane.
right,
He
like I
wasn't.
said, there's some that are, you really wonder how they survive on their own. But a lot of the serial killers, I don't know what I can say on YouTube without getting us flagged, but a lot of the serial killers, they have really high IQs. They're really intelligent.
Oh yeah. Oh.
So I don't know what his IQ was, but what he does this whole time, now this is over a span of years, don't forget. It'll really make you like think about how he got away with all this. But he had put so much thought into this plan of his and how he had been planting seeds of doubt and an alibi and all of this. He did it for years. He had this long trail behind him of this storytelling.
Well, no matter how good of a storyteller you are, eventually the truth comes out.
That is true.
And we know people that truth is going to eventually come out.
I know who you're talking about. Yes, karma will get them.
Yeah.
So Luka was obsessed with movies from the time that he was a child. And two of the movies that he was really, really obsessed with were Basic Instinct and Catch Me If You Can.
Why do I know that movie?
Which one?
Catch Me If You Can.
That's the one with Leo, where he tells like a lot of lies, and I think he's running from like the FBI. And
I know I've seen it, I know that name. I don't know if I've seen it actually. I don't know.
We can watch it.
Okay.
So in May of 2012, Luka went online and through a website, he met named, and I'm going to butcher this name, Junlin.
Why do you think you butchered it?
Because look, is that right? Can you see it?
Oh, yes.
And he invited him back to his apartment because they were going to do the bow chicka bow wow. But once he had him in the apartment, he tied him down and stabbed him till he was unalived. And then he dismembered him and sent the pieces of him to various locations like elementary schools, government offices, and Karla Homolka's sister. It's so weird.
Why did he send? What weird ass places to send?
I have no idea. Like, I don't know. This is attention seeking on a whole different level.
No, I think the attention seeking died off, and now it's just complete psychosis. Like it snapped his mind. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe. He uploaded the video of him unaliving the man to the internet for everyone to see. Okay, so remember how I told you he wasn't doing this alone? How he was acting with someone. He said that Manny forced him to kill Junlin. Manny wasn't real the whole time. He had made Manny up.
Oh.
Manny never existed. So, going back, Once the people from the internet had his name, his address, they gave it to the police, and the police started a search for him. When the police figured out who he was and what was going on, they started to piece everything together. Basic Instinct. Okay? That was one of his favorite movies. The lawyer that he went to, one of the first things that he said to him was, has anybody ever told you look like Michael Douglas? The man really, genuinely favors Michael Douglas. He had planned that down to the fact of finding a lawyer that looked like the main character from his favorite movie.
Oh, the lawyer looked like...
Yes.
I thought you were saying... Okay.
So then they figured out there is a scene in Basic Instinct with Sharon Stone and her boyfriend. And she unalives him with an ice pick.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that? That was like an iconic thing. Remember when we were kids?
Isn't that what set off the entire investigation of her? Yeah.
That is what he copied that's how he unalived this man in the same way. And the boyfriend's name in Basic Instinct that supposedly was abusive to her, which is why she did that, was Manny.
Oh.
Okay, so that whole part of his story was from Basic Instinct, right?
Right.
Okay, now this part of his story is from Catch Me If You Can. It is so crazy how he did this. Like, this was so much planning and so much forethought, to what he was going to do. So the crimes that he committed and everything surrounding that was from that movie.
Right.
And then his escape and his being sought and chased was from Catch Me If You Can.
Well, there it is, kids. If you want to get away with some crazy shit, then just use your favorite movies.
No, do not do this at home. So he hopped a plane when he found out that they were on to him and they were looking for him. He hopped a plane. He went to Paris. He rented a room for one night, but he didn't sleep there. He dropped his stuff there and he left. And he went and found this other guy that he had been talking to online. And he stayed at his house while the police were looking all over Paris for Luka. He was not located until the guy finally called the police and said, hey, they had put pictures out of Luka on the TV. And he said, I think that the guy you're looking for stayed at my house. And he told them all about him, how he had met him, but he wasn't there. He left. And so they were searching for him again. They could not find him anywhere. There was no trace of him until one day, an internet cafe owner who had been watching the news, who was obsessed with the news and had been watching this story, saw a man walk into his internet cafe and go sit down in the back at one of the computers. And he knew immediately when he saw him that it was Luka, the man that they had been showing on the news. So he walked back and he was looking and he wanted to make sure, 100% sure before he called the police. But he walked back there and Luka's vanity and need to know how much attention was on him is what got him caught. The man walked back and found him looking at the FBI website with his picture on it.
Wow. What a dumbass.
And he went up front and he called the police and said, hey, I think that the guy that you're looking for is here in my internet cafe in Germany.
Oh, wow.
And just so happened when he called into the police, there was a caravan of police that were going somewhere to be trained, passing the internet cafe. And they came in, and all of them came in and arrested Luka.
Oh, wow.
So it was like...
What a day of training.
But it was... Okay, just think about it. It wasn't just 1 or 2 police that came in. It was like 14 police officers.
Like a SWAT team.
And he got the movie ending that he wanted, because that's not a typical arrest. That's big.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Yeah. And it's crazy.
Like getting caught in a whole foreign country.
Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So he got the attention he wanted, but I don't think it ended how he expected. He tried to claim insanity. But I mean, I know you're saying he's insane, he's crazy, but you have to have some wits about you to plan this.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I understand that.
That was a lot.
Let's see, that's what I was saying. If he had just focused on, I don't know, obsessed with something else. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So I'm for some reason didn't write the sentence down. He was sentenced to life with no eligibility for parole for 25 years.
So did they keep him in Germany, or they...
No, they brought him back.
Okay.
They brought him back to Canada. But that's the story of Luka Magnotta.
You know, it's weird. Do they not have, like, the death penalty in Canada?
I was supposed to look that up and I forgot to.
Oh.
But you know what?
Because that's a really horrible way to die. You know what I mean? Like...
Yeah. Not the death penalty.
No.
How he unalived the man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I'm thinking is, so many people want fame.
Right.
And, you know, I do not consider myself famous by any means. You know, I'm like F-list celebrity. But if people only knew, I got just from one reality show so much attention that I never really wanted.
Right.
Because of the negativity that comes along with it. They just don't understand what they're asking for. And he went about everything the wrong way. But it's weird to me that there's like this deep-seated drive in people to want that attention, to want to be in the public eye, whether it's positive attention or negative attention. They don't care. They just want to be known to everybody. And I don't get that. Like, that was never my intention when I went to do the show.
Well, people don't think of the repercussions that come with being famous, I guess. But the thing with your situation, it's a lot of the same people, but it's a small group of people that just keep making different profiles and, you know, and making it look like there's more than what there is.
Don't.
But my point is, like, really, I mean, even though you have that small group, the majority of people that, like, follow you on social media and, you know, have watched that show and stuff, they really do like you and they love you, and, you know, I don't know. I think there's more of a positive than there was a negative.
There is, but the negative is big.
Yeah, the negative is big.
The negative is big. And what I meant is, people like Luka, they just want fame. They don't care what comes with it. Like, they know that there will be good and bad, but they don't care.
Right. And
it drives them, and it drove him crazy.
There's a lot of people that will, like you said, there's a lot of people out there that will pretty much do anything to, have their face plastered everywhere. And
Don't.
we know some of those people too. But I don't know. When it comes down to like falsifying or slanderous acts and stuff, that's where it gets really nasty. And but like I said, I mean, I think the majority of people that follow you, they actually,
yeah, the majority of people are great.
Yeah.
It's just the fact of that little bit that makes you not trust
because they're so
anyone.
They're
because
so
you don't know,
and malicious and like just nasty.
Yeah, and you don't know where it's going to come from.
All right.
So you just end up blocking out everybody.
Yeah.
For safety.
Because you don't know who to trust.
Yeah.
It's like.
But anyway, so enough of my situation. Back to that.
Enough of my situation.
So that is how he tied into the story from the first week. As I was doing the research for Paul and Carla, I came across this because her name got tied to him when he sent that to her sister.
That name seems to be kind of cursed.
What's that?
Carla, whatever her name is. Carla
Homolka.
Yeah, that seems to be a little. You don't want to be near that.
No, I don't want to be near any of them.
All right, so I guess it's my turn.
It's your turn.
It's my turn. So I got a lot. Too.
That's cool.
But I this is the first time I've had a lot. So, so we are going into UFO kind of stuff.
Right here, we need something that'll come down and like introduce your segment with like the UFO noises from when we were kids in the movies, and it was like, ooh.
I don't remember a UFO movie where they sound like angels descending.
That was my best version of.
Oh. All right.
Just go into it.
All right. So tonight, I'm going to be talking about Dr. Stephen Greer, and I don't know if, if you guys have maybe looked him up, and he's in a lot of like UFO documentaries. He does his own stuff. He's very public about
conspiracy theories.
Well, not really conspiracy theories, but just the whole UFO thing and conspiracy theory type stuff, I guess. Basically, he is an American ufologist.
We have those. That's a thing. That's a job.
Yeah. And he's a retired physician, and he founded the Center of Study of Extraterrestrial Intelligence. And I'm guessing you probably heard of this, called SETI.
No.
Never heard of that.
No.
And he also founded the Disclosure Project, which seeks the disclosure of classified UFO information.
I've never heard of SETI, but I did watch Flight of the Navigator the other day.
You did?
I did.
How'd you like it?
I love it. It's one of my favorite childhood
Isn't there a sequel to that, like on Tubi?
No. If there is, I'm not watching it.
Oh. So his main belief right now, and he's been going really public with this, and he strongly believes in this, is the fact that he is saying that the U.S. government has actual alien technology that they are reverse engineering or have reverse engineered, and it's actually been around for decades. And the UFOs that people see, some are legit, but the majority are actually man-made, reverse-engineered alien technology.
So for those of us who don't understand what that means, what he's saying is when we were all kids growing up and we heard about Area 51 and what it was, and that they had aliens and aircraft in there. What they were doing was learning the
technological aspects of it,
technology that the aliens had,
and recreating it,
and they were developing it in our own aircrafts,
right?
That they could control,
and weaponry, I'm guessing.
Yes.
We just actually had this whole discussion earlier today. Is like what you see in the public eye as far as military arsenal. That's because they're allowing you to see it, but
of course they're not going to make all of our secrets public.
Well, I know, but you don't know. That's my whole point. Is like you don't know what else they have.
Right. So, in other words, what you think they have.
They got something bigger.
They've got, just assume
bigger
that
they
have better.
Yeah.
That you just don't know about yet.
So he also believes that the more sightings that we have now is leading up to a false flag, fake alien invasion, or attacks that the government is setting up in order to kind of, and I think, I'm not sure if he was saying if it was going to be worldwide or not, but it seems like it would be, to set up a whole like global government, also known as the New World Order. And that's about it. I mean, he's very public about this. He's like firm believer that they are really setting us up for this. And if you go into like TikTok or YouTube, there's a lot of people talking about the same conspiracy theory thing going on. Basically what they're doing is what he's saying that they're trying to do is they're like setting it up as a distraction type thing because of all the things that are going on in the world, and they're going to try to use that as basically like a cover up for World War III. And so
I have a question.
What?
So how are they going to pull it off? So
with everybody knowing?
Well, I mean, like you said that there's going to be like fake alien attacks. So like, how are they going to make it look like there's a gray standing in my room if it's not really a gray?
Who said they would do that?
Well, how are they going to attack?
Because their ships would have weapons.
So are they just like going to...
There's actually been videos...
over my house and like...
So, yes, there's actually videos going around. Originally, the conspiracy for Project Blue Beam was where they were going to come out and do a falsified coming of Jesus. And that way that they could bring in the Antichrist and set up a whole new world order type thing under that. Now it has turned out that they're saying that Project Bluebeam is actually like the falsified alien attack.
And Nosferatu said that I was supposed to drown in 2012.
Well,
was it Nosferatu? That is not the
hold
right
on,
name.
that's a vampire,
that's a
dude.
Vampire.
Yeah,
that's a vampire, y'all. That's not. What's his name?
Nostradamus.
I forgot Nostradamus. Good God. Yep. All 42 years right there.
Yep. Just flushed it down the drain.
If Nosferatu starts talking to me, we have bigger problems. Okay.
Maybe that's what we keep hearing around the house. He's like turning into the little shadow dude that he can, can't vampires do that?
How are they going to fake Jesus?
Because
how do you fake Jesus?
So they were saying that the Project Bluebeam was actually going to be a holographic projection that was going to be able to be seen across
Do you really think that we are so stupid that we think Jesus is a hologram?
Honey, have you met people?
Dude. Look, but
A
like,
lot of
okay,
people
but hold
would.
on, but hold on.
No. If they make it so realistic looking that people will buy into that kind of crap.
Well, what about those? Like the majority of us don't go out of our house most of the time. How? What?
Because it's gonna. Look,
How are they going to bring us up into the sky for the
They're not.
resurrection? I mean, not resurrection.
They're not. I think the whole thing was set up so.
What's it called? What? The rapture, dude. I am like smooth braining it tonight.
Maybe it's the dust in here. Maybe it's the lighting. I don't know.
So yeah, this is all just
the frequency of the lighting in here is like
it's
throwing your brainwaves off. Yeah,
of the lights. It's like my brain is.
I knew we shouldn't have gone with LED. Now I forgot where we're at.
We have faked aliens. We have faked Jesus Christ. I'm wondering how they were going to fake the rapture.
So there's actually videos going around for Project Bluebeam, and they have been testing these beams, and it's actually a blue beam that comes down and can actually explode stuff. Like,
so I'm like going to be sitting in my recliner watching probably Scream, and they're either going to like Howard the Duck my ass out my roof, or they're going to explode me in my...
They're going to blow you up.
And they think that like the majority of people on Earth are going to think that the rapture turned into exploding us.
No, that was what it was originally going to be.
Oh.
But
now it's going to be that the Greys are exploding us.
Yes.
They're like, they don't want to beam us up anymore. They're just done with us.
Right.
Okay.
Because we're reverse engineering their technology. You're like, no. Or they're more like, and that means no.
All that for one word, for 2 letters?
Oh yeah, I mean,
that's a lot of clicking. Okay, go ahead. What's the next thing? I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, that was all for that, and you can go onto YouTube and look him up and look at all of his what do you call it, documentaries and stuff that he's done. And all that good stuff.
I'm gonna get right on doing that.
It's actually very interesting, and the man's not like an idiot or anything.
No, but this stuff scares me. I don't want to.
Well,
I will sit in my house paranoid, waiting for that blue beam.
It doesn't do any good to be scared of it, because you're not going to stop it if it does happen. And
but remember how we were talking about? Was it last week where I said I don't want to know. I don't want to take the pill.
Oh yeah, but
I want to just sit in my ignorance and be happy.
Give me my segment, woman. Just give me my segment. Anyways, so speaking on that whole thing, on the whole Dr. Greer type thing, if you follow me on social media, you know, one of my favorite shows. You follow me? Cool. You're a kick-ass gal. You're a kick-ass gal.
I don't even have to talk to distract him.
Shiny. Anyways, if you follow me on social media, you know my favorite show on ever is Skinwalker Ranch. The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. What? It's real. It is. Anyways, and I just finished the 4th season.
I'm not saying anything.
Which was extremely long, 15 episodes.
That was a 4th. They have 4 seasons.
Mm-hmm. It's a very popular show.
Good God, they took Jericho away?
Yeah, that sucked. But if you haven't watched it, this is kind of a promotional thing for them. I'm not getting paid by them, but it's just a kick-ass show, and I should get paid by them, but whatever. But actually, I would just like to just go do the...
I was about to say, look, Skinwalker Ranch people, get with our people and get Johnny out there, please, for the love of God.
We have people? We have people?
I'm just pretending.
Oh.
Shh.
I want a people.
So.
Oh, I got this little damn... Talk to this rabbit dude right here.
Just message us.
My gremlin rabbit.
You know.
On suspectparanormal.com. So I just finished up the 4th season, and if you haven't seen it, please watch it. If you like stuff like, I mean, it kind of covers all of the paranormal stuff, like, but it really, it focuses heavily on UAPs, UFOs, portals, wormholes, a lot of the geeky stuff, but it's very interesting, and they use a lot of rockets.
I was about to say.
They use a lot of rockets.
I was about to say, can I just step in here for a minute? This is a bunch of grown 12-year-old men out in the middle of a field blowing shit up.
So let me tell you, they have caught some of the most undeniable UAP evidence I've ever seen.
Okay, and tell everybody again, what's UAP?
Unidentified aerial phenomena.
It's the new UFO.
Yes, the new UFO. They wanted to separate it because when people think UFO, they're automatically thinking like alien. But the UAP is supposed to be a new term that they're using because of going back to Greer, where it could be man-made. And so they actually came out with the term UAP to separate the two. UFO would be considered what they would consider like alien.
Right.
But like I said, I mean, they got everything from audio, video, and actual analytical data, ranging from all kinds of different spectrums. Like, what?
I'm not saying anything.
From radio frequencies to like just they sent a whole bunch of stuff over to labs and came. What? Why are you acting like this?
Don't look. Deliver your segment looking at them so you don't see my facial expression.
Oh, I had an itch. But you're so cute being an ass. You know that?
I am what you made me.
Cute?
An ass.
That'll do, donkey. So anyways, if you haven't seen it, it's on History Channel. Check it out. You can do the entire all the seasons on video on demand. This was probably the longest out of all 4 seasons. I mean, all the seasons, it was 15 episodes. So you get a lot of information.
They all feel pretty long to me.
And you get a lot of rocket shooting. Launches. Shooting. Launches. So now we're going to talk about the movie No One Will Save You. That's what it's called, right? Mm-hmm. That was what? Okay. So, what you said you didn't like it, right? At all? Nothing about it?
I wanted to. I really wanted to. But no, I guess it just isn't my thing.
All right. I liked it. I thought it was kind of weird just because there was no dialogue and it did make it kind of boring, I guess, in a way. But the whole, it was weird. It was just weird. But I thought it was a good movie. I didn't like hate it or anything. I thought the story was okay. The ending was it was weird. We had a whole discussion about this. And I'm going to tell you, if you have not seen it, this is a spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert from hell, because we got to talk about the ending on this.
Okay.
And the big question from this ending was, would you rather be in like a reality or like in real life, would you rather be in that real life where everybody has shunned you, you're the outcast, like you were rejected by everybody because of a mistake that you made, or
Like Luka.
or no.
Rejected by everybody. The outcast.
Oh yeah. Or would you rather be stuck in your head thinking or that it's reality and it's a perfect world?
I would rather be in my perfect world. I would rather think everything is rainbows and sunshine and fairies and I'm happy than to live in a literal hell on earth.
So my thing about the movie was the main character had a really nice house, like land, huge house. She probably could have got a good chunk of change from that, and it's only her. So you don't need that big ass house. You don't need all that land because you're just
trying to make it make sense.
Yeah, so you don't need the house, you don't need the land. And it's just the people in your town that's giving you hell. Mm-hmm. So why not just sell it and get the hell out?
I know why. Do you want me to tell you?
Why?
Because there wouldn't have been a movie then.
I know, honey. I'm just saying.
No, I don't know. I didn't understand that either. What was holding her there?
I don't know.
There was nothing holding her there.
Super glue.
But she lived in a town where she was absolutely miserable.
Right. She was hated by everybody.
Yes.
For a mistake she made, years ago, I guess.
Well, I mean, it's the kind of mistake that never goes away.
Well, I know, but still, I mean,
yes, I understand.
It was an accident.
Well,
kind of, sort of.
Yeah. Was it?
Was it? Was it?
Yeah. Accident.
Yeah.
Bad decision.
I'm kind of waiting on you to have that same accident with me.
No.
Like,
nope.
No. And be like, it didn't work. It didn't work.
What do we have next, sir?
All right. So we got it.
Oh, hold on. You know what? You got to plug your show. I'm going to plug my show.
What show?
If you want a really good paranormal show, go watch Ghost Hunters with Jason Hawes and Steve Gonzalez and Dave Tango.
I like that too. Are they making new episodes still?
Oh, I don't know. Am I still on the old episodes?
I don't. Well, if you were watching Ghost Nation.
Okay, but it went Ghost Hunters, Ghost Nation, back to Ghost Hunters.
But
so
it's been so long since we actually watched it that when you watch it now, it's like brand new.
Moving along.
Anyways, we got an email or a message from Jeremy Rankin.
Oh.
The worst podcast I've ever seen. No,
I know that's a lie.
So we're still doing aliens.
Oh, he's on the aliens?
He's on the aliens checklist. The poor boy got probed. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, no.
I'm kidding.
I'm so sorry, Jeremy.
So I'm going to read the email and because it's pretty interesting. I do have a story about aliens, or I guess UFOs to be more specific. I experienced something when I was a little kid that I will not ever forget. When I was like grade 5, who says that? Canadians?
Why are you going to shame Jeremy?
I'm just messing with him. We say 5th grade. I remember I had this giant hill right across the street from my house. I would go play on it. And in the winter, we would sled down it.
Oh, it's the Mesa.
Man, I would kill for snow. Stupid Georgia. It had this awesome crack down the middle, so we called it Bum Crack Hill.
Oh.
Get it?
Yeah. So they were sliding down the crack.
Yeah, they were sliding down a butthole. I mean, butt crack. Then they fell in the butthole.
No, we're trailing.
So one night I went to bed. It was summer. Oh, okay. This is different tone. And I remember waking up and seeing a light outside my window. I remember looking out and seeing nothing. My bedroom window faced the hill. I remember seeing, see, my eyes are shut. I remember being scared, but feeling like I needed to go outside and check it out. Such a bad idea. I was a little kid going outside in the middle of the night alone. I went out and walked to the top of the hill. After that, the next thing I remember is hearing a buzzing sound. And that's actually, from a lot of people that experience UFOs and stuff, that's actually a pretty common thing.
Yeah.
It's not like, from what I understand, it's not like a loud noise. It's like just a buzzing noise. But he says, he heard a buzzing sound and seeing what I thought to be a helicopter approaching towards the hill, but way up in the sky. Then all of a sudden, I was like growing super fast and coming down from. Oh, sorry. I read that wrong. I'm having a hard time seeing.
Can you not make it bigger?
Well, can you? No, okay. Notepad thing. Hold on. Then all of a sudden, it was like growing super fast and coming down from the sky towards me. Then a bright light was flashing over and over to where I could no longer look up at it.
Oh, wow.
I then all of a sudden woke up like it was all just a dream. It was morning and daytime, and I felt like I was just dreaming the whole thing up. Except one thing, my socks were soaked. I know that in the dream I went to the hill in my socks, and to this day I wonder if I was abducted by aliens. Swear to God, true story, and still creeps me out.
Well, thank God they put you back in your bed. And they didn't keep him.
Yeah, I mean, hold on. You had kind of a similar.
Why are you gonna out me? Why are you gonna out me?
Well, I've seen a UFO too.
I've seen what I think might have been a UFO. Only because I'd never seen anything like that before. And I've never seen anything like that again.
Nobody's ever done that before.
Johnny Orange.
What?
So I was sitting in the living room at my parents' house, and they had their couch like this in front of their window that looked out into the front yard. And sitting here, like I am, the TV was over there. But the window was open, and I could see down the street that way. Like, way down. Mm-hmm. And I was looking out. It was dark. I was looking outside, and at this time, you know, our streets were really dark. There was no street lamps. It was just darkness. And so I'm looking out the window, and I see this like really bright blue light just light up the entire street right outside the window. And it just kind of sits there and hovers over the street. And then all of a sudden it just whoop, up in the air and it's gone.
Did you hear anything? Did you hear
it was inside.
Oh, okay. So my experience was, man, I get them all. I've got the WOG. I got the
but you don't know that what you saw was the WOG.
I think that
it might have just been a rabid coyote.
Yeah, I think that was a rabid coyote. But when I was probably like 13, 14, maybe a little older, me and a friend of mine were in his backyard, and we looked up and we saw this metallic silver shaped. Have I ever told you this?
Silver shaped?
I mean, silver colored metallic cigar shaped.
Yes, you've told me about the cigar shaped
UFO up in the sky, and it was just, we just sat there and watched it, and it just kind of went across the sky like really slow, and there were a few clouds up in the sky, and so there was a cloud that went past it, or going, I guess it was over the clouds, and once it went behind the clouds, it never came back out. It was gone.
Oh.
And it was there for maybe, it stayed up in the air. I mean, it was going slow. It wasn't going fast. And it stayed up in the air for like a while, like minutes.
Was this across the street from your grandparents?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I don't know. That's my only encounter with a UFO, I think. I did, what was it? It was was it the SpaceX that I saw? Remember when I was coming home from work one night and I was like, I saw the craziest shit. And then I found out, was it SpaceX?
I don't remember.
It was either SpaceX landing or a satellite or something, but
yeah,
it freaked me out. Yeah, it looked like, so you remember Hell Bop when it came through, right?
No, I was too little.
I was driving. How could you be?
I don't remember that.
I was like 16-ish, maybe a little older. I know I was driving when it came through. Anyways, it looked like that, but it was like super, super bright and way bigger. So
it happened in 1997, and I think it was just that I was too young to be paying attention to stuff like that. Like if it was on the
but
news
it stayed up in the sky for days, like days.
Yeah, I didn't know about it happening when it happened.
But that was crazy. And then, but this looked like that, but it was super fast and it was super bright and super big. So if you take Hellbop and you magnify it maybe like 100 times and make it go really quick instead of just sticking up in the sky, that was it. It had the trail and everything.
Jordy, you lunkhead.
That was crazy. That was nuts. And that actually, I thought we were getting attacked by, like, I thought that was like a nuke about to hit the ground or something. Yeah, I was about ready.
Got you.
I was about ready to poop myself. And then I watched the news the next day, and it was like, yeah, so this landed or something happened, and all these people were reporting it.
And you felt silly, didn't you?
And I was like, oh, well, I mean, I didn't turn into dust or anything after it happened. So.
Ooh, you just made me think of that.
Uh-oh.
One of my favorite movies.
Oh, I forgot the name. Oh.
Night of the Comet.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about that UFO movie where it made everybody dust.
Yeah, that's Night of the Comet,
no,
right?
No, the new one. The newer one. Not new
one. I don't know.
What was it? Darkness Falls?
No, that's a completely
that's a
different movie.
You know what I'm talking about, where it like makes everybody like that dust.
I do not know the name of the movie he's talking about, but if you do, comment.
Comment.
Not comment. Comment.
Comment.
Yeah. Do you remember that Night of the Comet?
I know the name. I don't remember the movie.
Where the comet came through, and if you had not been in like a still building when it came through, you just turned to dust where you stood.
So the movie I'm talking about is like a ripoff of that.
Probably.
Oh.
You know, they barely do anything original anymore.
But it was CGI'd.
Everything is CGI'd now.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to act like you're dust. We had it down in the 80s, but now it's just like
people just don't have
people don't have that talent anymore.
What do you have on your list for next? Was that it?
That was it.
That was it?
That was at the end. The end.
The end.
Oh, hold on. You had we're not going to tell the specific family member, but you had a family member that, I think it was a family member, wasn't it? That saw something at the end of their bed or something.
I've heard stories from different family members. I had one family member that saw a UFO, or what they thought was a UFO, come up, straight up in the air over trees. They were sitting at a lake late at night.
That's not what I'm talking about.
I know. I'm going to tell all of them since we're on our UFO.
I'm going to use my ottoman
episode. So they were sitting at a lake late at night, and they saw something rise straight up over trees in front of them over the lake. And it just kind of sat there and hovered there for a minute, and then it took off. So that was one family member's experience that I've been told about.
And then the guy that was there, he was like, I just ordered this from Hims. And that's what was rising.
Oh, honey.
What? Is that not funny? I want it to be funny.
Okay. So then my other family member had what they thought was there was a crash of something over by where we used to live. And the same night that the crash happened, my family member woke up and saw something standing in their room at the foot of their bed that looked like a gray. And then they closed their eyes, and when they opened their eyes again, it wasn't there.
It was DoorDash.
Damn it.
But they were like, "Hey, we're door crash because they crashed."
He's tired, y'all. He's going on very little sleep.
I've had 3 energy drinks. I'm fine.
So the other family member that they think that this happened was when he was little, before he was even like able to like walk very well. Some family members woke up in the middle of the night and they could not find this person. I think that this person was like 10 months old, and he
might have been a butt crack hill.
They went upstairs. I'm about to revoke your right to speak. They went downstairs and went outside, and he was up in a tree.
Oh, shit. I have to get him down.
In the middle of the night. I guess they climbed up and got him. So tell me your favorite alien movie in the comments. What's your favorite alien movie?
Alien?
Yeah.
Actually,
Gray Skies. Or is it Dark Skies?
Maybe that's the movie I was thinking
Dark
about.
Skies?
Is that the one that...
No, they don't turn them to dust.
Oh. But you know what I'm talking about. So my favorite, like, UFO alien movie is Fire in the Sky.
Ooh, Mom used to love that one.
Love that movie.
It's a freaky movie.
Mm-hmm.
It'll really get you thinking.
And another one is Fourth Encounter. Or what is it called? Encounters of the Fourth Kind? Or something. I don't know. The one with...
I know what it is. That movie really messed with me. The Fourth Kind.
The Fourth Kind, yep.
That movie messed with me.
I like that they use like real video and sound bits from those interviews.
Dude, okay, so the movie that he's talking about, The Fourth Kind, it has Mia Jovovich in it.
Yeah, Mia of a good yoga bitch.
Yes, exactly what he said. And then, okay, so again, being a mother, you are always thinking of protecting your child and how can you protect your child from this or that. This movie freaked me out because if an alien takes your kid, I mean, it's not like you can drive around looking for your kid on Earth. The kid is gone. Like, how are you going to get there? You can't go up there. You can't follow. That kid is gone.
There was a conspiracy theory going around for a long time where they were saying that the government is like has a deal with aliens so that
So like buy one get one free.
Yeah. Or like 50% off because the aliens are so short.
Tell me the conspiracy theory. Good
all right,
God.
the conspiracy theory is they say that the government has a deal with the aliens so that the aliens don't wipe out humanity. So they're made a deal so they're trading technology for people. And that's why you have like...
Why do the aliens want us that much? What is it so special about us?
I don't know. I mean, the only thing I know about them really is that they like to probe people.
So this is like a sexual deviancy that they have. Like,
what if they have like an alien version of OF?
Johnny Arnold. Oh my God.
And the people that
you are no longer allowed to do this and participate in this podcast without at least 6 hours of sleep.
No, listen. No, this is for real. Listen.
Oh, this is for real.
So,
the alien Oh, we can't.
Oh,
say
you
that.
can't say that.
You better cut that out.
You some
You better
bitch.
cut it out. The alien OF is real.
All right. So, damn, I forgot what I was going to say now.
How do you subscribe?
They have their own They got their whole own internet.
Oh, it's not for humans.
No, it's for them. And like,
because how do you what's it called when you take one money and turn it into another? What's that called? What?
I don't know. I forgot.
You would
I
think
forgot what I
we're
was
drunk
saying.
the way that we are
Yeah.
forgetting things tonight. We don't drink.
I might as well be. Damn it, I had a whole scenario going.
I'm kind of glad I broke that one up. I want to know where you were going with that.
Oh, I was going to say that they're only picking up the willing people.
What? No, they're not. Listen to this. Read the tabloids.
No, for the OFs. They're only picking up the willing people. The other people, they're like experimental.
Oh.
But like the people that want to go, you remember in what was that movie called? Independence Day, where
they were standing on top of the building and they were like, "Hey,
those are the people they're making OFs with."
So really, I'm curious to know what people think aliens would want with us.
And aliens actually, they send squick pics instead of.
Oh my gosh. Shh.
And they show their dimples.
I'm gonna check your cup.
It's energy drink, honey.
So I really want to know what everybody thinks aliens would want with us. They are supposedly far more advanced, like intelligently and like technologically. They're just better. So what is it that they're wanting from us? Why would they come back to take us?
What if it's not actually aliens and it's actually people from the future that are coming back to kind of check on, like, what if it's not even people from the future? What if it really is like a whole other alien species that came here like during ancient times and they actually came here and created us? Which is another,
I've heard that theory before.
Which is another theory.
I've heard that.
And they're coming back and checking on us and like we are the experiment. And that's why they take people, like, for real.
Why are they taking them though? What are they doing?
They're experimenting, like, for
They're
real.
experimenting.
Right.
So you think that in the Egyptian times they came here? No, before the Egyptian times.
Well,
you think the aliens created a species on Earth?
Right. Well, I don't think that. I'm just saying that,
Okay, I know. Your theory, though, that you know of, these people with this theory think that aliens created us to be able to experiment on us.
Right.
For what?
Well, part of that theory is for labor. Like, we are...
Boy, they don't want to come here.
Right. Like, eventually the whole plan was for them to come here and kind of take over the planet, but they needed...
But the things that they created ruined the planet, so they can no longer use the planet.
Well,
because we have begun
we
to
don't know
kill
that
it.
we don't know that they don't have the technology to rebuild it.
Well,
what if their population got so big that they actually had to go explore other places, and so they found Earth, which is habitable, and they came here, created a species for labor, and then what if we're just like nothing more than just labor, like cattle?
Yeah. Well, let me tell you.
What if they eat us?
That's like the movie Nope.
What if they're like for real cattle and they use us for beef?
But they return people. Were they rotten?
Yeah. What if they have like a disease or something that they're
you're right.
And then they have to.
But here's my thing about the whole thing you were saying just a second ago. Like, they don't want to fix the earth with us here, because that would be like me going upstairs and cleaning with the kids home. It's pointless.
Yeah, but they have it. We're locked out of 90% of our brain, so they could just lock us out of, like, say another 5%, and then we're only using 5% of our brain, and then we won't know how to use any technology or anything. We just know how to follow directions.
What the hell did that have to do with them fixing the planet with us still destroying it?
Because we would stop destroying it.
Oh, we would.
Yeah. If they took away like 5%, and then we couldn't use technology or build things like, or come up with innovative ideas to be able to.
How are they going to take that 5%? Is it a button?
Probably.
They just push the button and we lose like 5% of our brain usage.
It could be.
I think that I've lost 5%.
We don't know what kind of technology.
In this conversation.
We don't know what kind of technology that they have.
I think I fell asleep 30 minutes ago.
Wow.
I love you,
might
dear.
Stick my big old.
No, you won't. Don't talk about where you're going to stick nothing on this live podcast. I mean, we're not live.
We did. What poltergeist? What poltergeist?
I'm going to stick my big old metal cup right up your nose.
Thank you for saying nose. I appreciate that. Y'all have no idea how much refrain it took for him to go.
It's your southern nose.
Well, that's the show for tonight.
Pucker up, buttercup.
Oh, my goodness. Listen, Linda. I hope you enjoyed it. Please come back again next week.
I know I enjoyed it.
Y'all have a good night.
Bye.
I'm out of here. You have lost your mind.